All right, on the left side of your screen, we have... Whoops. On the left side of your screen, we have Dimir Control. That would be Mario. And on the right, we have Sultai Beans. That would be Audrey. Let's see how this goes. Nile Spellbomb. Andrea has arrived in the chat. Are we live? Is this live? I don't know. Hedge Maze, Surveil. And looks like a Thoughtseize is dumped into the graveyard.
Yes.
That's Hedge Maze.
That is Hedge Maze. End step, Mario's going to fetch. Maybe for a Surveil land.
Yep.
Undercity Sewer, Surveil. We had some discussion in the Discord the past couple of days about 2024, Magic in general, what cards we liked, what sets were fun, all that fun stuff. We had some polls on our YouTube channel. Head to our community tab of our YouTube channel if you're interested in seeing what the 90s MTG community thinks about 2024. But the Surveil lands, a lot of legacy players high on them. I am a big fan of the Surveil lands, as a Wasteland took out Hedge Maze there. A Lorien revealed getting island cycled using the mana. But a tropical island found. But yeah, the Surveil land's kind of a highlight of 2024. There was a full 10-piece cycle of Surveil lands. So we're not waiting on any more. I think the power level of the Surveil lands was perfect. And I'm hoping to see more lands in roughly that power level in sets to come that are playable in Legacy. All right, a Bowmaster in response to Up the Beanstalk. We're going to get a Bowmaster trigger. And kind of the story of the past year in Legacy has had a lot of these two cards, Up the Beanstalk and Orcish Bowmaster, and they'll likely be a big part of the metagame coming into early 2025. Which I like. I like Up the Beanstalk. I like Orcish Bowmaster. That's Tamio. A little bit of glare. Inquisitive Student comes in. Sounds like it resolved. Going to attacks. 3 power coming in. 2/2 Orc Army. It did get an extra ping from the Beanstalk. And an extra amass, of course. Hobbs says anything that makes not requiring playsets of duels in decks makes me happy. I agree. Although some of the tempo decks still running like, 4 Underground Sea or 4 Volcanic Island, things like that. That's a little bit of a work in progress, I would say. But a lot of the other decks in the format have replaced, let's say, a dual land with a Surveil land to allow for some of the plays we've seen already in this game. Fetch for a Surveil.
Go ahead and release the shark plates.
I'm very curious what a non-fetchable, meaning no basic land type, land that provides multiple colors of mana would look like that is Legacy playable. Like Pioneer and Modern have, of course, the shock lands. They have the, I don't know all the, check land, fast land. I don't know which ones are which, but all those and the pathways and so on. Legacy just has the duels, and now I know there's some decks that run a Triome or whatever, but it's basically just the duels and a Surveil land. Like, a deck will have one Surveil land. But yeah, some design space. I hope they continue to, let's say, push the power level on. And you know, a lot of this stuff for the end is in the end is for Commander. Commander players like some new duels. And I think Legacy players will benefit from it. All right, there's Borkish Bowmaster coming in on Audrey's side now. Yeah, untapped Triumph seems a little much.
What's on the brainstorm?
Sure. So if you ponder, you do the first card roll, but then you control card, you have to discard.
All right, there's a brainstorm happening here for Mario. This may be in response to the Bowmaster.
No, it's not colorless.
You're right.
Sure.
Tamio's flipping here.
Draw.
And then the trigger the initiative.
Okay, sacrifice. I'm going to find Grindstone. And then activate Grindstone target again. I'll show you things. Just so you know.
Okay, force pitching force. Audrey's Bowmaster is countered. Tamio at 2 loyalty. This was all with Bowmaster on the stack.
Okay, so now the exile.
The draw happens first. If you do.
Yeah. We're gonna draw. Yeah. Plus on Tamio.
Okay, Tamio now ticks up to 4 loyalty. Thoughtseize. All right, we're going to get to see Audrey's hand. Murktide, Ponder, Fatal Push, Mystic Sanctuary, and Basic Island.
So it's sorry.
Ponder, Fatal Push, Mystic. One card?
I'm not sure what happened with the draw from the Spell Bomb. I missed that. Fatal Push on Bowmaster, and then a Ponder for Audrey. With Bowmaster no longer on the table. Mario has a 2/2 Orc Army and a Tamio Inquisitive Scholar with 4 loyalty and a Clue top center of your screen. There's another Bowmaster for Audrey. 2 Bowmasters now.
After draw, I'll blow it up.
You're at 11. I'm going to take our phone.
After draw step, gonna pop the Nile Spell Bomb to exile Mario's graveyard. We knew about a Murktide. Oh, that was in Audrey's hand, the Murktide. That was in Audrey's hand. What am I saying? All right, so Clue gets cracked now. And another Tamio.
Oh, sorry.
The last card's just a land. I might be able to.
Under the Spell Bomb in Audrey's graveyard is a Ponder. Dungeons & Dragons 50th Anniversary Edition, I think. You have to have all of these memorized.
Or 2 Stalactite Stalkers. You have to look.
How are you going to win the big championship of Legacy if you don't have every card memorized? That's a brainstorm resolving right now for Audrey. You should also have that memorized.
Talking all day, man.
I feel like they would be like making a mess and making mischief. I remember going just wondering if that's a rule over Apollo Bowen. I mean, sure, if you want to film my case.
There's another Ponder for Audrey. And looks like it's going to be a Ponder shuffle. Tamio at 6 loyalty. It does have a face-up Tamio next to it. So there's 2 Tamios on Mario's side. One face up, one face down. Disgusted says morning and Merry Christmas to all who celebrate. Thank you for that. Here's Murderous Cut. And we're going to get 2 Beanstalk triggers, it looks like.
I think I'm keeping.
So the Orc Army is dead. 2/2 Orc Army gone. Passing it back.
Combat.
Fatal Push getting Spell Pierce, so Tamio will live. Make a Clue. Sacking the Clue to draw a card. Tamio goes to 8 loyalty, the Planeswalker. Him to Turak.
You go first.
Discarded up the Beanstalk and a Murderous Cut. Audrey needs a way to beat this Tamio now. It's at 8 loyalty. 7 loyalty to Ultimate.
Source. Pass to you.
Okay.
Wasteland on Undercity Sewers. Mario gives a kind of silly response to that. Doesn't really care. Bowmaster. That's fine with Mario. Pings Tamio. Sirius, thank you for the reso with Prime 10 months. Hope everyone is enjoying the holidays. Chris, what legacy deck would you like to see more of in 2025? Great question. My Siri thought I was talking to it. What deck do I want to see more of in 2025? More Aether Vial decks. I'm not really particular on which one. More Aether Vial decks. More more explorations and loam decks, lands. I think that'll be good. People like that. And I think I'd like to see, much like we had a few years ago with 8cast, I'd like to see a new deck that I don't yet know about that people really enjoy break out. I think that's my hopes for 2025. Yeah, the other Tamiel will now become a Planeswalker. Mario has an emblem. Where's the emblem card? We don't know. Nobody has this freaking emblem. But Mario in a commanding position here.
Okay, I'll take 4.
Delusional Kraut saying, I heard there was a Radstorm deck with an 8cast sideboard juke. Yeah, I heard about that. There's rumors about that going around. More Oops All spells and creative technique. Maybe. Okay, Shieldred the Apocalypse. Tamio ticks up to 4 loyalty. New Planeswalker.
Push here, triggers.
Response to the triggers. Force pitch. One of these.
So rule of law except for
Million blue cards.
Shieldred the Apocalypse. Getting protected by Force Pitching Spell Pierce. Murderous Cut is countered, but Audrey will draw 2 cards. Murktide Regent. Hobbs says Chris just hoping dinosaurs on a spaceship comes back to dominance. Maybe. Could happen. Syria says Vehicle Stompy, let's go. That could happen. Either drift is coming. Shieldred's Edict. All right. Shieldred is defeated. Shieldred's Edict kills Shieldred. What a flavor fail.
5 counters.
what do you
8/8 Murktide on Audrey's side. Hobbs pointing out, should Audrey have died to the draw triggers? Did they count that? I thought they subtracted that already.
None.
Nothing. Okay. So lands, wasteland, double wasteland. Okay.
Wasteland double force.
Brainstorm in response to a Bowlmaster from Mario. Mario's hand is gigantic. Mario has an emblem. Token in the graveyard violation. Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix, I think, a card I want to see more of in 2025. I love that card. Audrey scooping it up. Moving on. Is Merfolk Vial still a thing? I mean, it's still a thing.
So this is on
AP pointing out Strix is from a supplemental set. Is that really where we want Legacy to be? Yeah, we need to ban all the supplemental sets, even though they're like more popular than regular sets. Right, AP? I was watching some year-end reviews of 2024 Magic products, I guess I would say. And I watched multiple YouTube channels and checked out multiple articles, just like in my boredom, just checking out what people think. And at least in the stuff I saw, people really like Mystery Booster, stuff like that. But as far as things that brought new cards to the game, Modern Horizons 3 is so popular. And it's just so funny because like you enter like the bubble of Legacy, Reddit and Twitter and whatever, and people are like, we need to ban Modern Horizons, and it's like, you're the only ones that hate this. And yes, it comes with the disclaimer that Modern Horizons messed up Modern quite a bit or whatever. Okay, but people loved cracking those packs, and the limited was good, and according to, I didn't draft it, but the limited was good, and the commander players liked a lot of the stuff in Modern Horizons 3, and then the ranking of standard sets, Bloomborough beloved, and Karlov Manor, surprisingly, like, I didn't really have a feel for what most like standard players and commander players thought about Karlov Manor, but it ranked pretty low. And then legacy players kind of rank it a little higher because of the surveillance. It's just like we have like our own bubble with like kind of unique takes on everything, but we're in the extreme minority on most opinions, I guess I would say. Here's a ponder. Bowmaster in response.
Sure, resolve. You.
It resolves, it pings Mario, we make an Orc army. Leaf says the vast majority of Modern Horizons cards are super cool and fun. Yeah. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. Like, it's not even a matter of opinion. It's just like the sales numbers and the reviews from the largest YouTube channels that talk about Magic the Gathering as a hobby and whatever. Modern Horizons is popular. You know? I don't know what else to really say.
You have sorceries in there?
Nope. Instant, land,
Alright,
Till this, you nail and I get a line.
I know.
Eastern Forest, play it.
And then the Universes Beyond stuff, like people looking forward to Marvel and Final Fantasy in 2025, and I don't know in advance how well those will do. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, and to be completely honest, I don't really care about Final Fantasy, but I'm excited to see what happens. But then, you know, you join like the Legacy Reddit, and you're like, keeping it real, the MTG Legacy Reddit is basically completely deserted. There's like nobody in there, and you just read people's like rants about like we need to ban all Universes Beyond. Like, you're just completely out of touch with everybody else playing this game. And then that becomes like, you know, what people who just like they're only in that subreddit think is just normal. Like, everyone hates Universes Beyond. Actually, that's not true. It's like its own echo chamber. Anyway, we're getting way off topic here. Kaito isn't on the battlefield doing what it does. It gets attacked here by an Orc army. It's at 3 loyalty. We saw Witherbloom Command moments ago.
Yep. So I'll
Cool. Take 6.
I'll take 6. I'm at 12.
That's exile forever.
Oh, it's exile for. Well, even if it dies in combat.
Kaito attacking.
Send your red.
Response?
Leaf says Universes Beyond has the same problem as Modern Horizons. Very interesting products, marred by a few cards that make or break a format. Mega Sloth, one of the coolest cards around. Yeah, the sloth is really cool.
Same as painters and as.
But yeah, I mean, and yeah, people complain a lot about the One Ring and Bowmasters, of course, from Lord of the Rings. But I think I made my point already. But people get wrapped up in like, yeah, these 3 cards ruined Legacy. It's like most Magic players, probably like 99%, don't care and love it. Love the cards. They cracked all the packs. The stores were selling the collector boosters. That whatever went on. I don't know. I don't work at a store, but it looks like, from what I can tell, just kind of catching up on year-in review content of various kinds. People really like Universes Beyond. They really like Modern Horizons. And Legacy players, unfortunately, some of them are like really out of touch
Ultra.
with the greater Magic community. You know, the people that are drafting and playing Standard and playing Pioneer at FNM and playing CEDH, whatever. They just have no idea what those people are thinking. I try to, even though I basically only play Legacy at this point, to like kind of step outside the bubble and see what's going on, and it gives me perspective. I feel, where I'm just not trapped in this echo chamber of people that are like, you know, only thinking about how these new cards affect Legacy, and it barely matters at the end of the day to Wizards of the Coast. How the cards affect Legacy, I mean. Yeah, like Lord of the Rings, I don't know the details of it, but it seems like it's one of the best Magic sets of all time. As far as sales, as far as people, you know, wanting to buy the packs and draft them or whatever, like everything. It's such a hit. But then Legacy players are like, you know, at least the ones in the subreddit, ranting about we need to ban Universes Beyond. It's just like, no. Harbinger of the Seas is a problem for Audrey. Has a basic swamp, wouldn't have access to green if that resolves. Looking for a bayou.
Cards? 4?
7. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was also because you didn't want me like also being able to get that.
Float black and results.
Painter.
Okay, floating a black, it resolves. Audrey's setting up a fatal push here. Didn't have priority, but in response to Tamio, fatal push on the Harbinger. So the Harbinger is gone. And ponder for Mario getting dazed. Very late game daze. Getting use out of it. Top center of your screen is a Tamio Inquisitive Student. Kaito still on the board. 3 loyalty. Belful Strix. 1/1 Orc Army on Audrey's side. You've had a lot of fighting in this game. Audrey at 5 life, though, and a little bit behind.
Okay.
The Sultai Beans decks tend to have a good amount of removal, but has not been able to beat this Kaito. And the Tamio could block the 1/1 Orc Army if Mario wants it to. Monka has arrived in the chat. What's up, Monka?
A lot of permanents.
This one's still like a lot of things.
And this is the most irrelevant creature.
I'll put Veil on top.
Okay.
Understand?
Veil of Summer on top. Brainstorm now. Draws the Veil. Mystic Sanctuary retrieved the Veil of Summer out of the graveyard. Maybe Audrey has a plan for beating Kaito. 5 life, getting pretty low.
Yes.
Okay, casting that Veil of Summer. Mario refreshing his memory on what it does.
Okay, but you don't draw.
Okay. If you.
Yeah, Audrey does not draw because Mario didn't do anything to allow that. Here's a Bowmaster. Gonna shoot Kaito. Orc Army grows. Murder is caught on Tamio. finishing off Kaito with a 2/2 Orc army. All right, we're making progress here. We knocked Kaito off the board. We beat Tamio. Murderous Cut. Delved away some cards. And Audrey has a Bowmaster. We're not in a bad place. We're not in a bad place. Him to Turak. Okay. Looked like double Force was discarded. At least one Force. Couldn't see what the other card was.
For black. Attack.
Jeffrey says that sentiment is what I like about playing EDH with people I grew up with. They don't play Legacy. Good reminder of what busted cards from Universes Beyond and Modern Horizons mean to the greater Magic community. Yeah, Jeffrey, it's good to stay in touch with those people. Keeps your perspective a little bit healthier, maybe.
I don't know why people weren't doing this for a long time
Turn.
before.
Now there's a creature in there.
Leaf with a great question. Best way to support me and the channel. So if you're watching this live or you're watching this later and you want to support 90s MTG financially, our coffee page and our Patreon are the best way. Easy. Patreon or coffee page. Find the links for those. Hit join. You're in. And thank you everybody that's been doing that.
Just the one knock.
I thought about killing the
Double Murktide. Mario gets the match. GG's. Mario closed that out with 2 big dragons.